Well, hello there, my beauties and beasts and those in between. Welcome back to Swallow Your Truth. Meow. This is your girl once again, Laura Slap on Ink. What's going on, my peeps? Oh my lord, so many things are happening. What's going on in this world? I'm getting restless, y'all, because yeah. Is there going to be enough world left over to discover? Oh my god. Every day there's something new. Every day is just like a new situation, and just like, where is the peace? You know what I mean? Where's the quiet storm? Like, when do we go back to like reset mode and start all over again, when people were nicer and not evil? And well, there always been evil people, but like, more evil these days, I think. Yeah. How have you all been? I've missed you. So many things have happened, and we're near November. We're near November, y'all. Oh my god, 2021 is almost over. I mean, yeah, Jesus. This time last year, like, I was literally just not even going anywhere. Like, I'm pretty sure the world was too, even though partially open. But no, but now it's like I'm slowly taking like little baby steps, like here, baby steps there. And yeah, right. And then, whatever. Anyway, I don't even know how we're going to mold this episode, because I don't even know what I'm going to name it yet, just because I feel like I have so many rants I want to go through, right? So I don't know. It might be just a hodgepodge of just my, babblings about what I think of what's going on. First of all, I went to this amazing festival called Vegandale. Okay. I was amazed by how many people showed up, and how many vendors, and how much food I ate that day. I'm not complaining, because y'all, I was full, and then I brought food home, and then I kept on eating, and I was just like, you know what, I'm blessed, so I'm not complaining, because I know some people are far more worse than we are, or you and I. So it always counts your blessings when you get to have a meal and enjoy it, like really enjoy a meal. As all y'all know, I'm recently vegan. I've transitioned from being vegetarian. So this was a great experience for me. And I went with my mama, and it was just fantastic all day. And yeah, I'm so happy I made that choice to become and to have that lifestyle. I'm so happy, because my stomach was just like, it was full for like an hour and a half, and then an hour and a half later I'd eat, and then continue. So like literally I wasn't like full, like, ugh, I felt disgusting. You know what I mean? Like before, when I used to eat, I would just get so turned off, because it's like I wanted to eat some more, but I couldn't, for the simple fact that, I was eating things that just made my stomach like bleh. I feel like bricks, y'all. Anyway, I digress. That happened. Okay. Then, let's see what else. I think I told you that I went to the Bear Mountain. That was pretty cool. I think that was in last week's episodes. I don't remember. Oh, okay. Here we goes. So, I'm going to tie this all together with the current story that I wanted to share, but not really, but also, kind of bring the light to. Okay, so I caught up with my friend, and we haven't spoken for like almost 4 months. He's been busy taking care of his mom, and I've been busy just whatever, just life. We've been busy being adults and adulting, and getting our money's worth in this adulting phase of our life. And finally caught up with him, and was speaking on the phone and whatever, and he asked me like, as a catch-up question. So he's like, have you been blessed? And I'm like, of course I have. And he's like, and I asked him the same thing, and he said no. He's like, I'm not planning on it. Mind you, he has an elderly mother who is sick. Okay, y'all, Anyway, I was just a little bit irritated, and I really shouldn't have been because that's his life and that's his life choice. You know what I mean? People can do whatever they want to do. But I just, and then I asked if the mother was vaccinated, and he said no. So I'm like, I don't understand these choices that people are making. Then, not only that, I'm reading through the news and, social media, whatever, that people are quitting their jobs because of these vaccine mandates that are coming out. So they'd rather quit their jobs, basically. So I'm thinking to myself, like, so, you're a parent. Maybe let's just say you're like the sole financial barrier of the house. Maybe, let's just say hypothetically speaking, right? Maybe you have kids, all right? So now you're going to quit your job with a great salary and do what now? Like, where's that income coming in? You still have a mortgage due at the end of the month. You still have car payments to do at the end of the month. Health insurance that needs to be sustained and maintained. School fees, maybe if the kids are in private school. Where's that money coming from? It's just mind blowing, like literally. So I'm saying to myself, like, yeah, you went. I mean, then, like, there's doctors, nurses, lawyers, sportcasters, all this stuff. You went to school, paid your dues, you got all these fancy degrees, and then now you're just gonna basically just like, nope, call it a night, and just say, nope, not gonna do it, for the simple fact that they're asking you to. That's fine. I get it. Again, it's your personal choice, your body, whatever. But isn't that a little selfish? Don't you think? I feel like we would be almost done with this COVID thing should people just let's get through it, y'all. Like, dang, you know what I mean? I personally don't like to wear masks, but I have to wear them because it's required, because that's what it's supposed to do, right? But then now I'm getting fancy with my mask, so I'm just like, you know what? C'est la vie, right? Even in public places, and you now have to show your vaccinations and whatever. Oh, that's another thing too. I went to my cousin's birthday party, and his mother definitely 100% was requiring every single one of his guests to test for COVID, like to literally on site, right? Mind you, he's 17, just turned 17, so that was his choice, having on the boat and whatever. And so he invited a few of his classmates, and looking sharp. This guy is just grown up. I'm just like, oh, I'm so proud for this young dude. Like, but anyway, I digress. And so his mother was definitely requiring on-site COVID testing. And then, not only that, even before you even get on the boat, you have to show your vaccination, proof of vaccination. So I took mine, and I was not hesitant to do it, because I was like, you know what? Okay, she wants to keep her son safe, and not only that, she wants to keep her son's classmates safe. I get it, and I appreciate it. And let me tell you something. Whatever it takes, I did it. Right? We had a great time, and it was just a great Saturday afternoon. The DJ was off the hook. They had great food, and it was just a nice thing. That's what he wanted, and his decision to do so was because it went around the city, New York City, and stuff like that, and like it was just nice, and his decision was do that because he said spending the same amount would spend the same amount to go to a restaurant, etc., etc. Not only that, he did it for 17th for the simple fact that, like, he kind of foreshadows and anticipate that once his classmates and friends turn 18, everybody's going off to college, at that point, or not, they have different goals, I guess, at that later point in time. So I get it, I understand. So by all any means, it wasn't like a yacht or anything, but it was a great boat, and upstairs and downstairs, and I mean, it was just a great day. It was a great time, and I'm just so proud of him, I'm so proud of him. Like, if I could ever have a kid, and I would have him mimic my cousin. He's just the coolest kid. But anyways, back to the COVID test. So that happened. So that was cool. Then we also learned that someone close to us, a family friend, died of COVID, and also not only that, because they were not vaccinated. So that was just another turning point. But here's the thing, though. I was more upset than I was. Should I say empathetic or sympathetic? Is that the same words? Are they the same thing? I wish I had like an online dictionary available. Like, I feel if I go out of my recording, I'll lose it. But you know what I mean. I was more upset that this could have been avoided than going to this extreme. Not only that, we had met with her briefly for dinner, and that's when she revealed that she was not vaccinated. I literally lost my mind. I got like a burst of anxiety. I ran inside the house, grabbed my mask, put it on, and I double layered with like the whatever. So like, I panicked. I had a panic mode, you know. So needless to say, the person ended up on the ventilator the first time. Raced to the ICU. Ventilator first time. Sick. Then finally, it just got worse. Then finally, she got off the ventilator. Was fine. I want to say 5 weeks later, back at the ICU. Same thing, same procedure, same situation. 2 weeks later, back at the ICU again. Same thing, but this time she didn't make it. So I'm saying to myself, I'm like, damn, this is serious, y'all. You know what I mean? I personally I love living, even though it's life and as hard as life is. I love waking up and understanding and living and breathing and touching and feeling and tasting and just another day to start over. But at what point do you have to like literally give up the right to live? You know what I mean? Because of a simple decision. Needless to say, yeah, so that happened as well. Then fast forward, okay, it's now October, so we're almost into Halloween. And to be honest with you, I'm not even thinking about Halloween at all. Usually I'm like, oh my god, I showed my costume by now. Everything yada yada yada, it's all ready. What party am I going to? No. There'll be no partying. My friends, there'll be no partying. There's no fiesta for this one. I'm trying my best to stay away from as many people as possible. Okay, so no partying. And I'm okay actually. And it's also knowing that it's a Sunday, so really what's gonna happen is gonna go on a Saturday. I'm not interested. I'm not interested at all. Because then that happened. So then, what else? I'm trying to think. Like I wrote, my main point of recording was, I'm trying to understand how we as human beings have like literally just become not numb. I get maybe numb. What's the word I'm looking for here? Attention happy, right? Or attention thirsty. There was a story that this woman was getting raped on a train, I believe. And instead of people stopping the guy when she was like trying to fight him off and literally screaming, and people were just passengers are just taping the whole thing, recording the whole thing on their phones. So then I'm like, wow. Like, have we just become those people? Like, we're gonna be here for just for clickbait? And not only that, you put it online. You put the video online of a woman being raped live on a train. Not only, like, I'm sure she went through trauma, I'm sure her family went through trauma. Y'all, I don't know what's going on. What's going on with the society, you know? And it's like I'm watching just people evolve to this like rotten version of humanity. You know, yelling at workers, losing their temper on other people, on other workers, or just on people in general for no reason. Why? Why? Maybe perhaps also, like, I think quarantine has kind of made people just go a little nuts, right? Not only that, see, here is the logic that ties into what I was trying to say before. During COVID, a lot of people lost their jobs. A lot of people lost their jobs. I mean, I'm so grateful to have had the opportunity to work from home. I mean, literally, I counted my stars every day. Okay, and I understand, yeah, there was a lot of loss through jobs and, you know, everything, and lives, I'm sure, you know. But I feel like this pandemic has just brought out the even much more, like, devilish part of ourselves. Nobody has a soul anymore. There's no threshold of sympathy or empathy. I don't know which one's. I think they're both the same thing. Oh my god. I'm gonna look it up afterwards. Nobody, I mean, everybody's just morally bankrupt and emotionally and morally bankrupt. Like, nobody cares about anything else anymore. And I think that's sad. So here we are, and then the irony of it is, like, people are still working, but then now, because of vaccine mandates, people don't want to work. But yeah, people lost their jobs during the pandemic, and so now people don't want to work because of vaccine. What? Give me that paycheck. Shoot, I'll work. You know, I'll show up for you. Did I want to get vaccinated? Gonna be honest with you, I didn't want to, but I knew I had to. And not only that, no, okay, I didn't. Let's say I didn't want to. I was never against it. Okay, that's the right word. I was never against it, but I had to do it. And not only that, it's available and it's free. And then that takes me back to, like, when I used to physically go to school and you had to be vaccinated for the measles, the mumps, the rubella, and I believe it was tuberculosis. And I think tetanus is every 10 years. So you have to show that even before entering college. And then I think they gave you a grace period to get your immunizations, even if they let you in. So, in retrospect, if it's required and it's free, and they're telling me that, okay, it's going to basically safeguard you and give you better chances at surviving this thing, sure, I'll do it. If you're telling, so see, again, I go back to the mask. Do I want to wear a mask all the time? No, but I've gotten so used to it where at this point, if this is the new norm going forward, That's fine. Let's do it, right? That's why they build seat belts in cars. Okay? Does that mean, like, sometimes, like, seat belts don't work? And, there are still fatalities? Yes, there's still fatalities, but guess what? That seatbelt will prevent you. It's a prevention from you going through the window. Okay? Okay, it's a prevention measure. Okay? It's a safety precaution that's required. And if you are going through the highway, usually in the big highways or in the big throughways, you'll see something like click it or ticket. So they give out tickets if you don't have a seatbelt, which makes sense, right? So if companies are firing people or letting people go because you're not getting vaccinated, it's the same exact thing. Okay, and I go back to also condoms, right? Some people don't like to wear them, which is kind of weird, okay, because then I have to question your sexual decisions and what's going on down under, okay? You can't just sit here and tell me that condoms don't work for the simple fact, yes, they prevent STIs and STDs. Do they prevent pregnancy? Also, yes. And there's always that one small percent that you might get pregnant, okay? But at the same rate, there are safety precautions. So to me, if you're fighting a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate, that makes me question, like, what are your, like, sexual activities? Are you just like freaking, 7-Eleven, just whatever, everybody comes in and you just pray to God and you don't get an STD? No, that's not the way it works. You know what I mean? I personally think it's a selfish choice to sit here and to quit your job just because it's a vaccine mandate. Especially for healthcare, y'all. Healthcare workers, that's what bugs me out the most. That's what really ruffles my feathers. You went to school to get a degree, to learn the body, to take care of us, of people, society, community. But now, so nope, sorry, the mask don't work, and I'm not gonna be. I will not be, stifled for my freedom. You can't have freedom if you die. Okay, it's not political. Okay, it has nothing to do with right or left or whatever. You're not owning anyone. Nobody owns you. Nobody's cutting off your freedom. You know what's cutting off your freedom? Death. When you're 6 feet under and people are warning you that your freedom is cut. Okay? You don't own anything. You don't have the power to own anyone if you die. If you make a selfish choice to not get vaccinated or to wear or not to wear a mask, and then you throw a tantrum like a 5-year-old because we're just asking you to play your part to keep others safe. Wow. It's a small price. It's a very small price to pay. It's a very small request. Oh, God, I feel so bad sometimes when I post these because I'm just like, I'm always so serious when I'm in my sessions. One day, I promise you, y'all are gonna be like surprised. I'm gonna start talking about sex. Should we start? I mean, I don't know, or maybe it's something that's happier. But I'm a very deep person, okay, and I see the world in, like, not through goggled eyes. I see the world the way it is. I don't do filters, okay. If you ask me for my honest opinion, I'll give my honest opinion. Hence this podcast. Swallow your truth. Swallow your truth. Swallow your truth. So yeah, just stay with me. We'll get through it. There's so many other topics I want to come through. There's so many other happy topics, sad topics, but that's the point of it, right? Why can't we just talk about everything? Just because somebody seems happy doesn't mean that they're happy inside. Just because somebody seems upset does not mean that they're upset inside. It just means they're going through things. So just because I talk about like what's the word here I'm trying to look for, risque topics, does not mean that I'm trying to tell you what to do with your lives. It just means that I'm sure there are people out there whom agree with what I would say, right? Oh my God. And then the worst part is watching these like moms or parents like harass children as they're going to school who are wearing the mask. Like, who are we? Who are we? Meanwhile, countries like Norway have lifted up their COVID restrictions. I think New Zealand is back to normal. And I think that's all I can think of right now. I told her I was moving, right? Soon. It's still happening. I know. I just have to leave the country. I have to. I just feel like it's too much. This is getting too much. 2020 was too much. 2021, January 2021 was too much. It's still too much. I'm just over it. Just need a break, y'all. But I'll still record from there. Sunny skies all day long. Without a care in the world. I mean, of course I'll have cares in the world, but I'm just saying. I just feel a change of scenery will do better. But anyways, y'all. That's where I am at. For now. What do you guys think? You know you can leave messages for me. I think it's only 1 minute long though. Oh, and P.S. I'm going to start doing interviews soon, okay? I need to kind of address the format, or just kind of, I think I'm just going to let it go and just kind of like, I don't really have a format. Usually I do start with a timeline or some things I want to talk about before I start these sessions, but then I'm just like, rip the paper open because I'm just like, screw it. I'm just going to, whatever, go on a tangent. And I also don't want to sound robotic either. But yeah, I will start interviewing people very soon. That should be fun. I'm looking forward to it because that expands a lot of people, you know. And also I'd like to get to know more people, and I like to pick people's brains, you know. What are you thinking about? What is your opinion about this? So yeah, I'm going to keep it short for today. Because not only that, I ate this delicious tofu kale salad with black beans, chickpeas, scallions, red onions, beets, forgot what else, and broccoli. Did I say broccoli? Oh, it was so good. And I'm just full. But anyways, my little kitties, my lovely peeps, you know, keep on sharing this podcast should it, like, you know, resonate with y'all if you're having fun with it. If it's not for you, then it's not for you. You know, I'm not for everyone, and life goes on. C'est la vie. Okay? But I do want you all to have a great weekend, whatever's left of it. And please just consider one another. Be kind. It doesn't hurt to be kind. It really doesn't. It doesn't hurt to be unselfish. Just do your part in society. You know, we're all in this together. We are. It's not about you all the fucking time. Period. Get that through your head. I love you all. Peace and love. I'll talk to you guys next time on Swallow Your Truths. Laura's Life and Wink out.